Hi everyone, my name's Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. That's midday if you're in Australia, or around 1 or 2 a.m. if you're in the UK or Europe. I hope you guys and girls are well. Hello Smurfberry Barbecue, always good to see you buddy. Hope you had a good weekend. Remember guys, if you do miss the live streams, you can catch up at any time by clicking the videos tab on my Twitch channel or going to my YouTube channel, which is /PhilDoes3D. I upload all of my previous streams to Twitch and YouTube, so they'll be there forever. We're going to continue working on a game called The House in the Hollow. You can wishlist that now on Steam. If you go to the About Me section on my Twitch channel and look in my panels, you'll find a graphic that'll take you to the Steam store page. If you're watching this back on YouTube, if you look in the description below this video you're watching, you'll find a link to take you to the Steam store page there. Remember too, if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server and become a Phildo, you can either go to the About Me section on my Twitch channel and look in my panels. You'll find an invite link there. Or at any time you can type !Discord in Twitch chat and that will give you an invite link as well. I'm just going to grab a quick drink. So are you guys looking forward to Christmas? Not long now. A few more weeks and Christmas will be here. Where has the year gone? I say it every year and every year it goes faster and faster. Hey Euro, it's good to see you buddy. Smith says Scott Manley here, and I don't get it. And thank you for posting that clip, Euro, in the Discord channel of Phil walking it back. I'm just going to shut my mouth in future. Oh dear. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into Max, and we're going to continue doing some optimization work on this Art Nouveau entryway. I've only got a few bits and pieces left to do. So, let's have a look at this piece here. I think. Smurf says Scott Manley is a science aerospace YouTuber and he says hello with a U. Oh, okay. I have not seen him on YouTube. I've not watched him. But I like science and Eurospace, so maybe I should. Euro says it's how Scott Manley says hello. It's very Scottish. Even for someone who's lived in the US most of his adult life. Okay. Smurf says because he has an accent. Right. Well, Phil's got an accent too, an Australian one. Okay, I think this piece is using 2 textures and we want to reduce that back down to 1. So, we're going to throw an unwrap UVW down. We're going to go to map channel 2 and we're going to move them. And you see too, the other problem we would have had with this in Unreal is we have overlapping UVs and that's not good. So, we're going to repack it. And we're going to bake the textures. We're going to remove this one. And add a diffuse. Now I'm baking all of these out at 4K because the engine's going to reduce it automatically to 2K anyway. We're going to call this one... What are we going to call this one? Top, Nouveau Top. Yeah, Nouveau Top. What would I call? What do I call those things? Nouveau Top. Oh, Nouveau Top will do. And let's make sure we're putting it in the right folder. Models, yep, that's good. Map channel 2, let's bake. Oh, hang on. Okay, I've already used that for something else, have I? What? I didn't bake these out already, did I? Oh no, I know which. Okay. Nuvo top, I know what the Nuvo top is, it's the other piece on top. Nuvo top border, we'll call it border. There we go. Just as well Max warned me. Alrighty. Let's copy that piece over to our optimized side. I'm just going to re-center the pivot. Negative space. Yeah, I was looking at that texture map. There is a lot of empty space there, but we don't really have a lot of choice options because of the shape of the piece. Unfortunately. We are going to lose a bit of texture space because we've had to use this curve. Let us add the new texture map. Nuvo top border. Let's assign that. And let's copy the channel info. Okay, we lost a little bit of resolution, but because it's so high up, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. See, we lost a bit of resolution because on this one, I'm tiling the texture, whereas on this one, we're not tiling it. So we did lose a bit of resolution on the decorative border, but again, because the player is only ever going to be looking at an angle like this anyway, I think we should be okay. What we can do though is, let's jump into Photoshop. So the only way to fix that would be to either increase the texture resolution, which I really don't want to do because it's already quite high, or tile the texture, and I don't want to do that either. So let's open up that texture we just baked out. And we're just going to put a sharpen filter on it. Just a little bit. You don't want to go too high. I'm just going to save this out as revision 2 just in case we don't like it. Yura says maybe you can manually pack the UVs to vacuum up the negative. Yeah, look, I could. Or I don't think I will, but I could. We'll see how we go with trying to do a sharpen on this first. We'll see what that does. But you are correct. It's not ideal as far as the UV layout goes. So we just added a little bit of a sharpen just to reduce the blur a little bit. The best way to do it would have been for me to take the piece into Rhizome and remap it by hand. I just don't know if I feel like doing that. But where it is, I don't know if it's really going to be that necessary. Because what we could do is we could straighten it out in the UVs as well. Let's just take a piece into Rhizome. Let's see what we can do. You guys want me to adding more work for me? Let's see. So we'll take this one over to Rhizome. We'll create a completely new UV set for it. Yuri says, I'm so triggered by those UVs. Yuri says, do it! Okay, let's send this piece over to Rhizome. Let's see what Rhizome can do with this. And that's not great either. Yeah. He seems to want to unwrap it automatically the same way each time. It's going to give us the same result. That's a better result. We've got less negative space. It's a better pack. You annoying thing. You know, the problem we have with straightening these pieces is we are going to start to get skewing on the UVs a little bit. I think
hear the army coming round the corner. We man the barricades to each other.
I think that might be a visual glitch inside of Rhizome. I'm just going to send this piece back and we're going to have a look at it in Max.
Shows us hard from holy. All we give is strength to.
Now there is I'm not sure when this was added to Max because I only noticed it the other day. There is a new option in here with materials called override with UV checker. And I've not noticed this before. I normally throw a checker map down. I prefer to look at it through a checker. So I'm going to turn this off. And we're just going to grab a checker map. It's not too bad, and you see what I mean by that was just a visual glitch that was happening inside of Rhizome on these pieces. Let's see what this texture map looks like with a bake out. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the UVs using the channel info. And with a bit of luck, let me just make another duplicate here. So we're going to copy this one, paste it into UV channel 2. Going to collapse the stack. Yeah. Throw an unwrap UV down, move it to channel 2. We're going to ignore, abandon. Okay, so there are UVs. Let us do another bake out now. Nuvo top border. We'll call this border revision 3. This is the one we want though. Channel 2. That's what I thought it was doing. It's still pulling it from the old one, so we need to remove this one. Re-add it. Map channel 1. No. I was incorrect. This is the one we want to bake out. Phil's getting confused. Hang on. Smurf says try planar projection next. Smurf is angry. Let's see what the bake out on this one looks like. So we want to bake to texture. Going to remove this and do it again. Map channel 2. Nouveau. Nuvo. What did I call it? Nuvo top border, I think. Revision 3. Can't spell border. Yes, we want to overwrite that one. Okay. Now, let's load up revision 3. And Let's assign it to that model. And let's copy the UV. And we do have an issue happening here. Why do we have that issue? Why are you angry, Smurf? What's the problem? What are you angry about? These did not unwrap correctly, so I'm just wondering why. Because in the checker map they were fine, so they're not unwrapping correctly here. These unwrapped correctly, but not these. Let's jump back into Ryzen and have a look.
Watching castles fill the sky, the moon's soft glow.
Oh, really? You're gonna do that? Alright, fine. Because it's pulling from the old version? Yeah. Oh, you're saying because it's using the UVs from the old version. What's the best way for me to tackle this? Yeah, well, I can see what you're saying. It's look, let's exit out of Verizon. Let's remove this piece. Let us remove these pieces and detach. I'm going to remove the UV. Saying it has to be a mesh. Let's just try sending these over to Ryzen. Not great.
And breathe.
Nope. Let's send this back to Max. Get Max to do a repack. And look at that checker pack. Okay, let's try reattaching both of these together. Get Max to do a repack again. See, Max's repacker is not quite as good as Ryzen's. Let's see what Ryzen does with the repack. See, Ryzen makes much better use of the UV space. And check that checker again. It's just interesting how you see Ryzen doesn't. The textile density is different on the smaller pieces compared to the bigger piece. And that's not really great. So let's just switch Ryzen off for a minute. Let's throw down and unwrap again. Rescale rotate. We'll turn rotate on as well in Max and see what its repack does. Yeah, well, yeah, I've actually, Euro's saying it's weird that they're black, a double face maybe. When we're in Ryzen, you noticed how some of the faces on these were black. Now, it could be a double face, or it could just be the export plugin that I'm using in Max. I've had these problems before, you guys have seen on stream. The mesh is fine. It's the plugin that this uses to send it to Ryzen. So basically, it saves a temporary version of an FBX file of the model on the hard drive and then loads it into Ryzen. That's how the plugin works. And something in this export plugin, because this plugin hasn't been updated for a very long time, unfortunately, by the guy that made it. I have a feeling there's some issue in the way he's exporting the model temporarily to go into Ryzen. But it could still be a double face issue. It could be, but usually I found those issues that we see in Ryzen are not a problem with the model, it's a problem with the plugin. Euro says, yeah, you need to average your islands before packing. Can Ryzen do that? I thought Ryzen did that automatically, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to. Well, let's have a look. I was going to see if we could get a better pack in Max now. So if I scale these down and see if Max will repack it in a better form. No, Max still gives us a whole lot of empty space, unfortunately. So let's send this back to Ryzen again. Oh no. I don't want new, I want to edit. That's okay. So we want to do an edit. You. So yeah, I have a feeling these black sections are not a double base. Could you see how when I rotate the model here, we can see what's going on? It's more of a shading issue, which could be a normals issue. But I have a feeling it's just a problem with the export of the model into Ryzen from Max using that plugin, and not actually a problem with the mesh. But I don't see an issue here. Anyway, what we're going to do is we'll see if Ryzen we have two options for packing in Ryzen here. This one should automatically make sure the textile density is correct. The textile density here is correct because this is the original pack Ryzen did. It's when we repack it in Max it's having an issue. Send that back to Max. Let's try doing a bake out again. There are a couple of ways we can do this. I used the channel info before. Let's do it this way by using an unwrap modifier to copy the UVs. So I'm just going to copy that unwrap. Paste it here. Okay, now it looks like we're having major issues here. Did not like that at all. Let's get rid of that unwrap. Let's try pasting it again. And I crashed Max. Did I do anything that I wanted to say? No, I don't think so. That's okay. Let's start up Max again. Oh, the joys of 3D. That's okay. Rest in peace, as Zero says. We get a nice clean slate to work with again. Let's reopen that file. We didn't do anything, we didn't really lose any work. I didn't do much before then. Because we've still been working on this piece here. So let's continue on. Let's center the pivot. Make a copy. I think what I'm going to do here to start with is I'm going to detach the pieces that we're having a bit of an issue with. And we're going to map those separately. So let's send these over to Ryzen. Yeah, we are getting that issue. Let's just check the mesh. So let's check the normals to begin with. Where's my normals? I moved them all around. There it is. When I installed the new version of Max. So we're going to start by unifying the normals. Let's collapse the stack. I'm just going to see. Max would show me if my if there was an issue with my mesh, and everything looks correct in the highlighting to me. I don't see an issue with the actual mesh itself. What we can do as a test though is we can export it instead of using this plugin. Let's export the mesh just to the desktop. I'm just going to call it test as an FBX. Now we're going to do load up Rhizome outside of Max. Load the model. And you see what I mean by it not being an issue with the mesh? It's the plugin that's causing the problem with that black that we see. It's generally not an issue. You can still work with the plugin, but yeah, it's something to do with the way the plugin is exporting the mesh. That's the problem. Weld all the things Zero says. Let's try doing an unwrap on this one that we just sent over manually. Yeah, that's not a great unwrap. That's not great either. That's not great either.
I wake up feeling broken.
You know, that looks okay to me. Let's save it. So let's just save as well. FBX out. Good. Jump back into Max. Import. No, I think we've had this issue before in Max. If you try and import something that has the same name, Max gets confused. So I'm just going to change the name of that one. Let's move that out. Only the UVs we're interested in here. Let's send this piece over to Rhizome. We'll do it through the plugin because it didn't have an issue with this piece. Let's straighten them up. Get Rhizome to repack it. Send that back to Max. Now, let's try duplicating this piece. Move this back. Reattach it. Throw an unwrap down. Get Max to repack it. We have this problem again. Let's send this unwrapped piece to Ryzen as an edit. And let's get Ryzen to repack it. And send it back to Max. Alright, let's do the channel info because last time we tried to copy the unwrap it crashed Max, so let's not risk that again. Oh, okay. We want to unwrap it too, so I need to throw an unwrap on this one to channel 2. We can move or abandon, it doesn't really, we'll just say abandon. Doesn't really matter. Then we can open the channel info and we can hopefully paste that in there. Let's double check that it copied it over. We're throwing another unwrap down, channel 2, abandon, and it did not copy it over. Okay. Hang on, throw another unwrap down, map channel 2, yeah, no, abandon, that's what we wanted. Is it fixed? You're back, Smell? I didn't know you're gone. No, it's not fixed yet. Hey, Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you? They're making me work harder than I wanted to by getting me to try and fix some UVs on an asset we're trying to back out. It's good to see you, Android Lust. Hope you had a good weekend. And sorry, Smurf, I didn't know you're gone. I'm so focused on what I'm trying to do here. Okay, let me see what's going on here. I'm pasting that into channel 2, so it should be fine. So why isn't it fine? Let's try collapsing the stack just in case that Ryzen modifier is causing an issue. And let's get rid of that paste and that unwrap. So we've only got one UV on this, I believe. One channel, yes, channel 1, and on this one channel, but we need 2 channels on this because we need to bake out from one to the other, and I don't want to lose the textures. Andrew Love says, I honestly thought you started your vacation, but I see it's next week. Yes, no, next week is my vacation, so I stream today, and I stream tomorrow, and tomorrow is the last stream for 2021. So after tomorrow's stream, I'm on holiday. So Phil's mind's half off with the pixies already. I'm starting to wind right down now. So let's see. I need 2 UV channels on this. So throw an unwrap down. Change it to channel 2. Move the UVs over. Okay. Here. I want channel info. I want to copy UV channel 1 Actually, let's try doing it this way. Let's throw an unwrap on this one to channel 2, and we're going to move. Okay. So now we should have 2 UV channels. Let's copy the second one and paste it into this one. And check this one. We'll throw an unwrap down. UV channel 2. We're going to abandon. We don't want to move. And it's not copying the UVs across. That's because I broke the mesh into 2 and reattached it, and that's causing an issue. Even though they're identical, there is a slight difference between the two of them, and the channel info is not working. So what we might have to do is not do the paste on that one. We don't need an unwrap on that one. Oh no, we do need an unwrap on that one. Into channel 2. Last time I tried this though, Max crashed, so it's okay. We haven't done any other work. If it crashes, it's fine. We haven't lost anything. So if I open channel 2 here, that's the correct UV channel. So let's try this again. Let's try copying the unwrap and pasting it here. Prepare for Max to crash. No, it didn't crash, but it's not copying it correctly. In fact, I really don't know what it's doing now. I've never seen it do that before. It's very strange. Yeah, that's weird. When it says Phil's already checked out, I have. But I've never seen that before. I don't know what's going on there. That's a new one. I've never seen an unwrap do that. These green lines here on the middle of nothing, I've never seen that. That is really strange. Okay, back to the drawing board. Get rid of both of these. Start again. When in doubt, start again. Copy. Someone fetch a bucket of salt and a bushel of garlic. Smurf says. Andrew thus says, oh my. What we're going to do here is we're going to get Rhizome to do an unwrap again, but I'm not going to straighten these pieces out because Rhizome does a better pack anyway. So we're going to, but instead of getting the plugin to export it because we had issues with those black bases, even though it's not a problem, it's just a visual glitch, we'll export this by hand. So export selected. And we'll just override our test one here. And we'll jump into Rhizome. And load the model. And we'll use this one. Because yeah, Rhizome does a repack much better. So let's try sending this back to, saving this out and loading it up. I'll just make sure by doing a save as. It automatically creates it, but I'll just make sure. It's back into Max. Let's just rename this so Max doesn't get confused. We'll call this one Orig for original. And import that model. The out version. And it puts it in a strange spot for some reason. I wonder why it did that. Anyway, we're only concerned with the UVs really. So we can, or we should be able to copy the channel info from that one to this one. No, I don't want to do that. I need to keep the textures to bake them out. So again, we'll do an unwrap. Channel 2, move, Now we'll try copying these across. Channel 2, move. Copy. We're going to try and copy the modifier stack first, which is risky because that's what crashed Max last time. Okay, let's open the UVs and check them. No, it's not copying them over. I'm not sure why, so let's try the channel info route. So we're going to copy 2 to 2. But it's not going to let me paste it, okay. So again, it's and I can see there is a difference here. Not in the mesh, but in the UVs. The number of verts is different. 31,000 to 42. We haven't done an optimize on this yet either, I don't think. I'm confused as to why it's done that as well, why it's rotated the mesh. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. You have 2 channels here. Let's do that again, but we'll use the plugin this time, which means we will get those black faces, but that it's not an issue with the model. Let's send that to Ryzen. 3rd time, 4th time, 5th time's a charm. Let's get Ryzen to do an unwrap and a pack. Send it back. Okay, now let's duplicate this one. Throw an unwrap down, channel 2 and a move. Check, yes. Copy. Paste. Check. That's correct. So far so good. Now, let's do a bake. Get rid of this one, add a new one. And we're calling it Nouveau, N-O-U-V-E-A-U. Top. Border. Let's do revision 4 so we don't get completely confused. And let's bake it out. Okay. Now let's load up that new texture map. And let's assign it to that model, and let's go to the channel info and copy 2 into 1 and have a look. Now we don't have that issue where we had the slightly blurred texture we had to fix it, but we still have this problem. Why is that? Why? It looks like a UV problem. It's not baking out properly because of the UVs, but I'm not sure why, because the UVs look correct. You want to make my life hard, Max, don't you? Because this is the original. If we throw a checker pattern on this, we can see that the UVs are okay. So why it's baking out like that, I'm not sure. Why would it be doing that? Oh, I am checked out. My brain is not working. Hang on, what are we talking about? Yuri says, I'm actually shocked Rhizome doesn't provide their own bridges. Yeah, I am too. I'm surprised Rhizome don't make bridges for these pieces of 3D software, but no, they rely on the goodwill of the general public to make one and make it available, which is silly. So Rhizome, if you're listening, you should be making your own plugins for your program. I know with the new version of ZBrush, my phone's going off. I know with the new version of ZBrush, there's a plugin for Rhizome in that, and I'm not sure who makes that, whether it's Pixelogic or another third-party person that's doing it out of the kindness of their heart. I don't know. But I did notice that in the release notes for ZBrush 2022. Unless it's always been there and I've just never noticed it in the previous versions of ZBrush. So yes, I'm surprised too, Euro. Andrew Luss says that would be useful. It would. Every program needs bridges. I agree. Smithbury says Jeff Bridges. Now I've got to work out why this bake out is not working. Why these UVs are messing up. It's not a problem with the mesh. It's not a problem with the UVs. Well, it must be a problem with the UVs because when it does the bake out, it loses its mind. That's very, very strange. Very strange. Okay, look, what we can do is let's try and get around the problem this way. Always half a dozen ways to achieve the same result. So let's copy this again. Okay. Let's detach the middle. Okay, and we don't want this bit. Now this, let's throw an unwrap down. Channel 2, move, open, get Max to do a repack. Okay. So far so good. Let's now select this, collapse the stack, and detach these, and we're going to call these Object 24 old, and these are going to be Object 23 new. I can't spell new. Let's move these over into position. And select the old one and delete them. Okay. Now let's, how do I want to do this? Yeah, that's the channel 2. Move to channel 2. Don't you crash on me. Oh, not even a warning message. You see that? Wow. Wow. Max, wow. That's pretty poor. Like, a program to crash and not give you a warning. Bad, Max. I'm just going to close Photoshop down just to make sure that that's not interfering with anything. It shouldn't be. Bad, Max. Well, there you go. Max crashing. What else is new? Oh, man. Let's try it again. Murph says Ripperino. Make it 3D. Hey, make it 3D. Says at least it's not as bad as Maya. Max has generally been pretty good recently. The newer versions of Max, it doesn't crash a lot, but this one has crashed twice already today. So, and of course Autodesk would say, well, it's user error, it's not programming error. And they could be right. Let's adjust the pivot. Let's duplicate this. Let's try it again. Okay. So, oh man. Bill's not having a good day. Android Lost says, I get those in Maya too. It's Autodesk. Well, look, that's bad. When a program completely crashes like that without a warning, that's bad. Like Max, generally when it's going to crash, as you saw with the first crash, it gives that little dialog box saying, Max, there's an error. I can't deal with this. So at least you've got a warning. But for the program to just completely close itself like that, that's pretty bad. Yuri says, I might look into making my own bridge, something to do in winter. Oh yeah, well if you do, let me know. I haven't got it. A new bridge would be good, because the bridge that you can download from Ryzen's website for Macs, I'm not sure about the other programs like Maya or Blender, because there is a bridge for Blender as well that's created by a third-party person, not just a member of the public. But the one for Max, he hasn't updated that since like 2014 or something. It's a long time. I don't know why he hasn't. So yeah, and there's a problem with the export of that plugin. The temporary FBX export that it uses causes issues, as you saw. Now, what's going to be the best way for me to do this without Max completely shitting itself? Let's try it this way. I'm determined to get this thing to work, you know. Determined. Let's do this. We're going to detach those pieces. Okay. We're going to send this piece over to Rise. Hang on. We'll throw an unwrap down, move to Mac channel 2. We'll send this piece to Ryzen. Do I want to edit or new? I can't remember. I think I want to edit. I don't normally work this way in Ryzen, so I'm just looking for I'm looking to see if there's an option here that changes the map channel. There should be. I normally don't mess with the map channel in Horizon, that's why I'm not familiar with where it might be. Margin spacing. I don't actually see it. Let's see what happens when we repack it and send it back. I was afraid that was what it's actually overriding it to channel 1. And I don't want it to do that. But I can't seem to find a way to... I'm sure there is a way to do it, but I just can't remember. I thought the option was here during the edit, but it doesn't look like it is. Or maybe it hasn't been added to the plugin. That's a possibility. Okay, let's stop that. Let's remove that. So we go back to our original texture. Let's see if we can export and import by hand again. So export selected. Test. Yes. Test. Save. Bring it back into max. We'll just rename this one to old. Now again, it's doing this flipping thing. Let's see if I can't copy the UVs across anyway. Move them to channel 2. Copy. And paste. Okay. So far so good. So let's now collapse the stack. Yep. Get rid of that one. Let's now attach both of these pieces together. Throw an unwrap down, move to channel 2, open the UV editor and get Max to do a repack. I'm still losing a lot of white space, a lot of let's see if Ryzen can do a better pack. I'm just going to do a save here as a revision just in case Max crashes. Smurf says, I find that Maya's tendency to crash is when you're undoing something. Make It 3D says, if it keeps crashing you might consider starting a new file and merge the old into the new. Yeah, it's not a problem with the file, it's a problem it's not when we open the file it crashes, it's because we're trying to fix the UVs on, because I want to do a bake out. But that is a good option. The same goes for Unreal Engine. If you have a project in Unreal that when you try and load it, it crashes. Doing it's not called a merge. I can't remember what they call it in Unreal, but basically you move all your assets into a new project. What is the word in Unreal that they use for that? Migrate. You migrate from your old project to the new one. That can fix the problem in Unreal too. So that's a good suggestion. But yeah, it's not actually a problem with the file. It's a problem with the unwrap on this mesh piece, just this piece of mesh. So let's see if Rhizome will edit the UVs. We won't get it to change the UVs. I just want to see if Rhizome can repack it. Oh, okay. No, that's not what we want. Rhizome's automatically trying to use UV channel 1, and this is packed to UV channel 2. So there is an option in here to change it, and I can't for the life of me find it. Let's cancel that. Get back out of Rhizome. No. Man. I did have another plugin that I just don't think I've reinstalled in Max since I installed the new version of Max. It's a free plugin made by a company. The plugin is called UV Packer, I think. It's free to download. I can't remember the name of the company, but they make plugins for Macs. One's called Flatiron. That's the company that make this plugin that they give you for free, but you can download and use for free. And it does a really good job at packing, but I just don't think I've reinstalled it since I've reinstalled Max. Let's have a look. It could be good for anyone that uses Max that isn't familiar. I have spoken about it on stream before. Flatiron is one of the plugins that I'm talking about. Hang on, we go Max, 3ds Max. It's a scene baking solution. I can't remember the name of the company. We'll find out in 2 seconds. And it is really good. That's not actually what I want. I want the 3dplugin.com. I guess it's the company name. 3D.io. That's the company. That's right. No, we don't want to buy that. 3D.io. I'm looking for their website, their main website. They make it really difficult to find. Not Tool Farm. They've broken their website up into because they make 2 or 3 different plugins. So they make it really difficult to find. Hang on, let's try this. UV Packer. UV Packer 3D.io. That's the one. They make it for Blender as well, by the way. This is the one we want. Packer for Max. I'm just not sure if they've updated it for Max 2022 or not. It's free. And it is very good. It does a really good job at packing. Much better job than Max's Packer does. Because I used to use Flatiron many years ago, and it's really good too, but it's expensive and yeah. I'm just looking for whether it supports Max 2022 or not, whether they've updated it. Yeah, they make Flatiron, Bones Pro, Unrella. I've used both of both Flatiron and Unrella, and they're both very good. I just can't see here where it mentions whether it supports Max 2022. I know it supports 2021. I would hope they've updated it by now. Where's the download link? Oh, here we go. Oh yes, hang on. Yeah, it supports up to 2022, so that's good. Good, we'll download that and we'll try this out. So anyway, if you are interested in this, if you're a Blender user, I'll pop the link in the Twitch chat. Because again, it is very good. That's the link to the website where you can download it for Max or Blender. But we want to, I can't actually, what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to save my file. Close Max down because I can't install a plugin while Max is actually running. Where would it have put it? In my downloads folder? Really? Unconfirmed download? Oh man. It's because it's that thing that's built into browsers where if you download a program it's not downloaded a lot that it doesn't know about. It's saying it might be not trustworthy. So I'm going to tell it to keep. Keep anyway. Very annoying. Very, very annoying. Trust me, they're a reputable company. There is no problem with the file. There won't be a problem with the file. So let's just copy this to our desktop and install it. It's obviously a new version of the program. It takes a while for the virus companies and Microsoft to recognize a new program and put it in their database so you don't get a warning. Max 2022. Okay, let's reopen Max. Okay, hang on. Smurf says you could try threatening it with nasty words, and Make It 3D says use straighten on the horizontal faces. Yeah, oh look, I know, we did that last time. Make It 3D says UV Packer is nice. I use Poly Unwrapper and their UV Normalizer for my unwrapping. It's particularly good for hard surface. Poly Unwrapper, that does sound familiar, you know, but I don't believe I've used it for if I've used it, it was a very long time ago, but the name does sound really familiar. Recent version 3. I'll just wait for Max to load that in. Okay. Now, I can never remember where they put this. Is it a modifier, I think? Yeah, UV Packer, it's added as a modifier. So let's get it to pack from map channel 2 to map channel 2. We still have a bit of dead space here, but it's a better pack than Max's. You also Make It 3D is suggesting we straighten these like we did the last time, which we could do. But let's see how it goes without being straightened. So again, I'm going to collapse this down. Throw an unwrap down, map channel 2, move, and we'll double check. And that's very strange. Completely ignored that pack. Oh, hang on. That might have been my fault. We'll throw an unwrap down, map channel 2, abandon, and open. There we go. Okay. So let's try baking this out and see what it looks like. You are correct, make it 3D. If we straighten those pieces out, then we can get probably a full pack of the UVs. Hey Hellforge! It's good to see you, buddy. Yura says same, poly unwrapper is great. Have some coffee and save. Max has crashed twice on me this morning while I've been working. Can you believe it? Twice. Man. All because we're trying to get a bake out of this thing. It's all Euro's fault. He was the one that suggested, because when we did the initial bake out, we had a problem here with the resolution. So Euro said, re-unwrap it, which is what we started doing, and yeah, it's caused all sorts of issues. Hellford says, as someone who's been using Maya for the past few weeks, I can believe it. It's good to see you there, Hellford. Make It 3D says, I have my automatic save set for 10 minutes. Yeah, I turned that off, Make It 3D. It's a really, the autosave is a lifesaver. I don't like it because when I work, when the save kicks in, it sort of freezes the program temporarily. So I turn autosave off on every piece of 3D software I use, whether it's Vue or Max or whatever. I turn it off. So I have to remember to save manually because I don't like that interruption to my workflow. And I don't recommend you guys do that because it's really, it's a lifesaver if you forget to save. Autosave is a good thing to have on. I just don't like the interruption. Smurf says, wow, look who's awake. Well, it's really early for Hellforge. Come on, give him a break. Yuri says, don't blame me. You're the one who was gonna slack. Yeah, I know I was. It's because I told you, after tomorrow, tomorrow's the last stream for 2021. And after that, I'm on holiday, so I'm sort of like my mind's already going into holiday mode. I'm slacking off already. Let's try doing a bake out. That's what we're doing is. So render, bake to texture. Let's remove this one. We want to diffuse. We're calling it a Nuvo, N-O-U-V-E-A-U. Top. Border. Revision 5. 5 goes we've had at this so far. Let's do a bake out. Yeah, that's not going to be a great bake out. I can already say that's not going to be a great bake out. Which is really annoying. But let's check. This one, this one, this one. Not polycruncher channel info. Whoa, something went really wrong there. What the? Jump to. What the? Did I throw the wrong? Maybe I have the wrong texture map, I think. Yes, that's the one we want. It was the wrong texture map. That was the issue. Assign material. Channel info. So we have this issue. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. Let's compare it to the original. Yeah, not great though. You can see the difference we've got here between the original and this one. The bakeout's blurry. So let's try straightening them out then. Back. Collapse. Select, detach. Let's send it back to Ryzen. We'll do a new. And let's straighten these sections out. Get Ryzen to do a repack. No, don't do that. Let's send that back to Max. It's okay. We just need to make another copy. Attach. Collapse. Unwrap. Channel 2 and move. Copy. Paste. Double check. Yep. And this one, unwrap, channel 2 and move, get Max to repack, okay, and then we can attach these together. Let's just collapse the stack. And unwrap, channel 2 and move, and let's get Max to repack. Okay, let's try the unpacker up instead. So UV packer, we're doing channel 2 to channel 2. No, it wants to actually, when it does its unpack, it wants to change them back to being curved. Max has changed it back to being curved. Why? What the? Wrong one. I just want to check this. Yeah. Okay, that's not correct. Okay, let's have a look at this one again. Open UV editor. Straight. That's what I want. I want them straight. Map channel 2. This one. Detach. So this one I want to copy the UVs to this one. Map channel 2, Straight. Good. So far, so good. Helpwood says, hey Android, did you ask the UVs in Max? Helpwood says, I was spending time with family, which is why I showed up late. That's okay. Family time's important. Android Lust says, about the live UV. Helpwood says, and if it's possible to work with edges and faces instead of verts. Android Lust says, if Max is like Maya with UVs, I doubt it. Helpwood says, try straightening the shells. Yeah, that's what gives you a better pack and more space for the shell. We know this. We know this. We've been doing this all morning since I started the stream is what we've been doing. But you are correct, Helpwood. Make It 3D says you probably only want to straighten the front faces. The ones facing up or down will show stretching. If you straighten them, it might not be bad, but it will still be there. I think when we do a bake, it should be okay. Make It 3D. I think if we're careful, I don't think you'll see stretching. We'll find out if we can get it to bake out correctly though. Helpwood says, wasn't it the left one you straightened, or did you copy the UVs to the right one? Oh, you're confusing me, guys. Come on. It was the left one that we straightened. You are correct, and we are copying it to the right one. Make It 3D says UVs are so damn tedious. They are. The guys will tell you, I hate UV mapping. I hate it so much. I mean, it's really important to get a good UV map, to get a good texture map, but man, I hate it so much. You are correct. Make It 3D. UVs are tedious. Helpwood says have some coffee. Yeah, good idea. Helpwood says, sorry I showed up late, so I don't know what you've been doing all morning. Yes, I know. That's okay, but that's what we've been trying to do all morning, Helpwood. It seems to be when I attach these to this, it seems to confuse something. Something gets confused. It's probably my brain. Let me have a look again. What's going on here? Let's go and unwrap down. Map channel 2. Map channel 2. Move. Open. Okay, now all I'm doing here is getting Max to do a repack. Just on that section, not the rest of it. Okay. That's good. So that's unpacked to channel 2. That's unpacked to channel 2. Okay. Fine. Now I want to attach these together. Let me do a quick save here before I do anything else. So now I'm attaching that. I'm going to collapse the stack, which is fine. It still keeps the UVs in the channel in place, so that's all good. I'm going to attach it to that. Okay. Now I'm going to throw down an unwrap. Make sure we're working in channel 2. I'm going to move. Let's just do that again, actually. Throw down an unwrap. Move to channel 2. Open the UVs, and you see how it's completely messed it up. That's not what it should be doing. It's almost like when you do an attach, Max is losing the UVs for some reason. So let's just go back. So they're separate. Map channel 2, that's correct, isn't it? Yeah, let's throw an unwrap down, check. Map channel 2, I should abandon because it should already be populated with our UVs, and it is. Same with this one. Map channel 2. Fine. So far so good. It's all good. But when we attach them together, it's losing the UVs, and that's why I'm not sure why it's doing that. Let's try it the other way around. Instead of attaching this to this, let's try attaching this to this. Let's see if that fixes things. So attach. So again, I'm going to collapse the stack, which is fine. It still keeps, and we'll double check, make sure that the UV channel 2 is still there. And we're going to attach that. Now we're going to throw an unwrap. Map channel 2. I should abandon because it's already populated. It should be, and it is. Now we're fine. You tell me why that quirk happened, where if we attach the middle one to the ends, it cleared our UVs, but when we attach the ends to the middle one, it kept our UVs. You gotta love 3D. 3D software, you gotta love it. Let's get Max to do a repack. Now again, we're losing a lot of space here, so we're going to try the packer that we just downloaded. UV packer. Let's see what this one does. So again, we're going from channel 2 to channel 2. Yeah, and again, it does a more compact pack than Max, but we still do lose. We still are wasting a bit of space here. That can't be helped. If we want to keep the textile density even, yeah, this is a better pack than Max's pack anyway, but we are still losing some space. I mean, I could go in by hand and mess with it, but that does mean that textile density might change a bit, which might not be too bad actually. So let's have a look. I'm just going to collapse. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to collapse all. Throw an unwrap down. We're going to be working on map channel 2. Abandon, because I just want to keep the UVs that are already there. And let's have a look here. So I know that like these bits here are really important because they have that pattern on them. And the original has a repeating tile pattern. So that's the reason why the original one is much crisper than when we did the bake out. I probably do need the ones at the back as well though, in case the player walks around the back of the model. I'm just selecting a few so I know what I need and what I don't. Okay, let's open the UV editor. Let's select that. So we need this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And it looks like I might have missed one or two. We need this one. Okay, so they're all the bits that have that decorative pattern on them. We better get the corners as well. So now, is that going to work or not? Let's try scaling this up and getting Max to do a repack. I'm not going to use the button though, I'm going to do it from here. We can fill holes, we can rotate. I don't want it to rescale though. I don't know if that's better or worse. So what we've done is we've changed the textile density a bit on those pattern pieces. We've made the textile density a little bit higher. Yeah, no, I know. If I turn on normalize, it's going to make the textile density even, make it 3D across the entire model, which is generally what you want. But it's going to introduce more dead space. Hang on, let me catch up with the chat. Helpwood says, I hate it more or less than ZBrush's interface. Android Lust says he's been crashing all morning. I've had two crashes, I think. But it has crashed. Helpwood says, that doesn't sound optimal. Helpwood says 3D magic, that's the only logical explanation. Yura says, were they unique and not instances? Seen some strange things happen with those. You know, I can't remember, Euro. I made this model so long ago. I really can't remember if they were instances or not. I don't think they were, but they might have been. Yeah, I made this model like, it must be like a good 8 years ago, maybe? 6 years ago? 6 to 8 years ago? A long time ago. So I really can't remember. Make It 3D says you were using the move option when adding the unwrap. In the final move you used abandon and it worked. Oh, okay. So you're saying I was hitting move instead of abandon. Okay, that might be something to explore. It's probably taking the UV channel from one. It is that if I hit move, you are exactly right. That's what it's doing. It's taking the UVs from channel 1 and putting them in, moving them into channel 2. And so obviously user error there then. Yeah, so in the end we hit abandon and that's what worked. Abandon will take whatever UVs are already on channel 2. It won't try and copy them. So that, yeah, if I was doing that then I was doing the wrong thing. You're probably right, Make It 3D. You're too tired to think in UVs. Zero says I need to be in max to think in UVs. Make It 3D said turn off normalize, which is what I did here. But we still do have we have less dead space, but some dead space. And we now our textile density though is not even across the model either. It's higher resolution on these tiled pieces, which is a good thing because that's the thing that we're noticing when we do a bake out as being too low res. So we want to make those higher anyway. Helpwood says I need to be halfway down a bottle of whiskey to think in normals. Let's try this. I mean, like I said, it's not ideal. We still have a bit of dead space here. But I don't think there's any way we can really avoid that. It's because of the shape of the model and yeah, I don't think it can be avoided. So let's try doing a bake out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of those textures, all of our tries. Otherwise I'm going to get completely confused when we have to bring this into Unreal as to which texture is which. So let's just open up the correct folder. And new vote, I'm going to remove all of these ones because these are the old ones we've been trying. So let's just get rid of them. And let's do a bake out again. Get rid of Horizon for a while. So, render, bake to texture, get rid of the old one, add a new one, map channel 2, NOUVEA nouveau, top, border, bake. Missing map files. Continue anyway. Let's wait for Max to finish. Okay. Now, let's try. Let's assign that material. Nouveau border, and we're assigning it to that. And let's copy the channel info from channel 2 to channel 1. And there we go. We got there in the end. So we still have a nice crisp looking pattern like we do on the original. And we didn't get our messed up UVs on our shell bits here on the end. All's well that ends well. Man, that took forever. Man. Euro says whiskey. I like my whiskey without the E. Hellboy says it's all firewater at the end of the day. Euro does not agree. Whiskey is Scottish. Whiskey equals Scottish. Whiskey equals ROTW. What's ROTW? Hellboy says, I did not know this. Thank you. Euro says it's an internationally protected naming. Smurf says it only took 2 hours for what I said. Tell me about it, Smurfberry. And it's all Euro's fault because he said he called me out for being slack. We did it the right way in the end. And we got to keep our resolution, so we're good. We're going to have to do the same thing for this one, actually, because this is the next piece. So let's see if we're going to have fun getting this one done. But let's move this over to our done side. Over it goes. There we go. Thank you, Yours is nice. Elford says, I blame the spell checker in Chrome. Elford says, good job, WP, have some coffee. Euro says, the rest of the world. Euro says, 2 hours punishment doing UVs for slacking sounds about right. Man. We can get rid of this piece now, we don't need it. Let's do a save, shall we, before we lose the work we've done. Before we waste those 2 hours because Max crashes or something. Let's not tackle this bottom piece right now because let's leave that for later, maybe for tomorrow. Let's do one of the doors. I think that should be easier. We shouldn't have those issues with the doors. Now you'll notice that this actually has 2 separate textures for each door. I'm not going to be doing that for the game model. I'm going to use the one texture and we're going to duplicate it. I mean, I like when I made the model, I made 2 because you can see that they're different texture maps. So that, because this was never meant to be a game ready model, it was meant to be a rendered model. But because we're bringing it into a game, and we want to optimize it as much as possible, we're going to, I think, stick to one texture map that we're going to, and one model, and we're going to just duplicate the door in the engine so that we can instance it. I think that's a better way to go. Same with the handle. My only concern with the doors is they're a little low resolution. The texture map is, I think, a little low resolution. I'm going to double check that now. So let's check out the texture map for this model. It's retail models, Nuvo entry. Yeah. So we have a left door and a right door. I'm just curious as to what the size of the texture. Oh, no, that can't be right. It's telling me they're 4K. That's not a 4K texture. Don't you give me that. This is what it's showing me. I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, because it's saying it's a 4K texture and it still looks low res to me, I'm going to open up Gigapixel and let's load up that image. Entry, and let's go with, I think I'm going to go with the left door actually. I'm going to get Gigapixel to render out a 16,000 resolution map. Okay, should be good. And then I'm going to take that into Photoshop and reduce it. it'll take it a little while because it's 16,000 by 16,000 pixels. Helpwood says, don't jinx it. It's, is this the front door for the mansion? No, this is just the front. This is just the doors for the nouveau entryway, way before we get to the mansion. This is for the first landscape, not the middle landscape, which is where the mansion is. You've seen the mansion, haven't you, Hellforge? Haven't you? You've seen the building, haven't you? Have you not seen it? I should load up Unreal and show it. Make It 3D says it's the door for the bathroom. You guys are trolling me, aren't you? That's what's going on. I'm being trolled. I don't know if you can see, but down the bottom here there's a progress bar which is showing you where it's at. Yeah, you guys are trolling me. Make It 3D says I should be working on my own stuff, but 3D has me brain dead today. Helpwood says it's been a while since I saw the mansion door. Andrew Lost says it has been a while. It has been a while, I guess. We have been working on a lot of other stuff, haven't we? No, the mansion doors are like they're a wooden door with stained glass windows in them, or stained glass, arched stained glass things in them. The main mansion door. There we go. It got there in the end. Let's open up Photoshop. So I shouldn't need to rebake out the doors themselves. Hopefully if we just swap out the texture it should be fine. Let's open up that texture. Retail models, nouveau entry. That's the one we want. So image size 16,000 by 16,000. We're going to knock it back to, we'll go 4K, 4096. And we're going to save as into our models directory. Nouveau entry, textures. And we're going to call this one NOUVEAU Nouveau Doors. We actually have to put stained glass behind it too, because remember I said we can't see, because I'm going to be using the entryway section there as a loading and unloading streaming section between two landscapes. We can't see through the doors. We're going to have to block it, so we're going to be putting stained glass in there, I think. And we'll save it as a PNG. Back into Max, and I'm going to duplicate the left door, was the one that I was doing. I want to put it somewhere where it's not in shadow so we can see it. And we're going to swap out the texture with the one we just took from Gigapixel. Nouveau entry. This one here. Oh, I see. I forgot about the handle. So we may need to bake this down, I think, so we get the texture map for the handle. So let's just remove that. What we can do is we can swap out the texture map here for the door. Just let me find it. I believe that, no, that's not the handle. I think it's this one here. Yeah, left door. We're going to swap that out with the one we just saved. So this one. So we want the door. I'm just going to isolate it so we don't get confused as to what's going on. Again, we're going to throw an unwrap UVW down to map channel 2. We are going to move because I want to copy the UV. What I'm going to do though is do a repack. Wait for Max. Have a coffee while I'm waiting. Okay, we're making better use of the UV space as well. Okay, now we're going to render to bake to texture. I mean, not render to texture. Render to texture is the old one. Map channel 2, we're going to call it left door bake and bake. Let me catch up with the chat here. Upward says, and I wasn't paying specific attention to the doors itself, it was more the area around it, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, the doors for the mansion are just like they're wooden. They're painted like a forest green, a dark green, and they have like arched, 3 arched stained glass window pieces in them. We'll be jumping back into Unreal soon enough and I can show you then. Helpwood says Ivy could work too, just go full ham on the Ivy and cobwebs on the game. Yeah, Ivy could work. Ivy could work, you know, yeah. But we'd have to cover the entire door in Ivy. Because we'd have to make sure that the player could not see through any of these holes. But Ivy is an option. I actually think I want to put Ivy, like we're going to have a connecting hallway, walkway between the 2 Art Deco entryways. We're going to duplicate that entryway, that arched curved entry on the other side, and we're going to have like a walkway between the 2. I haven't come up exactly with what design I want for it yet, but yeah. And I think at the top of the walkway, we're going to have like, it's probably going to be arched, like arched, the top of the walkway. And I think I want to put like windows up there. So, and that would be really interesting to have light coming through. And I think maybe we'll grow some ivy in there as well. So, but we'll tackle that when we come to design the walkway bit. Yeah, but there's definitely going to be more ivy. Don't worry. What are we saying? Block the line of sight. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. It is a good idea, Hellforge, but we really have to cover a lot of the door, though. We can look at that, though, when we start putting it all together. Maker 3D says, I'm curious as to your viewport settings and what video card you use. Hellforge has said 3090. There is no TI version of the 3090. 3090 is what I use, yep. Yura says 3090, bought before they required selling too many organs, that's right. I bought it on release night, like 1 minute past midnight. It was released at midnight and I got it for a normal price, not like today's GPU prices that are through the roof. Make It 3D says, damn, I'm envious. The Yura says the 3090 Ti isn't out yet. Yeah, no, it hasn't been released yet. Helpwood says, who knows, Phil lives in the future. Yura says upside down too. That's right. I'm in the future and upside down. Because Australia's at the bottom of the world. Helpwood says 24 gigabytes of RAM. I remember that much. Yes, it does have 24 gigabytes of sweet RAM. which is one of the reasons I love the card so much. Hero says, at least I got him beat on RAM. Elfwood says, you got us all beat on RAM. Yes, you do. You're using 128 gig, aren't you? You're using 128 gigabytes, I think, aren't you, Euro? No, I've got more. Euro says he's got more. My system specs are a 9910-900K, 64 gig of G-Skill memory, yep. 3090, two Samsung 1TB NVMe's and a Samsung 2TB NV. That sounds all right. That's correct. I thought you had 128 gig of RAM, Euro. Elfwood says, I need to remember that command. He says the green would be a nice colour. Yeah, look, you're right. The green would look really good against the gold. It would. It would look good. I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting. And it could look interesting too. Because, you know, we've covered the main gates with Ivy. And so it could look really good. But we'll play around with it when we start to set the scene up. When we come to start creating the walkway. Which we may start tomorrow. Yura says, nope. Oh, you got 64 gig of RAM. Well, you got the same amount then. I've only got 64 gig. Yura says, 12C, 12 cores, 24 thread CPU. That's what I thought. Smurf says, I managed to run out of RAM during the extreme test of my planet thingy. Oh, really? Wow. Android Lust says 64 gig here too. Helpwood says, while you're reading the chat, have some coffee. Oh, good suggestion. Smurf says, valid excuse to upgrade to 128 gig. Yes, Android Lust says to Smurf, yes, time to buy more. Mega 3D says 64 gig seems to be the sweet spot for this kind of work. More would be better, but I like having two kidneys. I agree. Yeah, look, 64, I've not had a problem with 64 gig. I've not run out of memory and I do a lot of 3D work, both the Archviz and the Game Studio stuff, and I have not run out of memory, so... Okay, let's do how are we going? We'll see if we can do a quick bake to texture before we finish the stream for the day. Did I bake that out? Yeah, I think I did, didn't I? So all I have to do now is load up the texture map, the bake texture map, this one. Assign it, and then copy the channel info, and we've got our handle still, which is good. And I did it on the wrong one, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be using this model. This is the one we're working with. So let's just copy that over. So again, I've mentioned this before to you guys with Max. It sometimes loses the UVs when you're doing a copy. I don't know why. All you have to do is recopy the channel info, and it fixes it up. Max has done this since like Max 2016. I don't know if it's a bug in the program that they've never fixed or what. I'm just going to copy it here, but in the game engine, we're just going, will I do that? No, I won't. We're just going to duplicate it. The same with the columns and stuff. So it reminds me by not doing it that I'm going to be duplicating it inside the game engine. So we won't do it here. We're getting there though. So we've got pretty much everything done. All that's left for us to do tomorrow is bake out this bottom section here. And then we've just got to bake out these detailed sections through here. But I think that can be a job for tomorrow. I think we'll finish the stream there for today, but let me do a quick save once I get everything organised, because I'm so OCD that everything has to be nice and lined up. There we go. Let's do a save. I think we'll leave it there for today. I will be back on again tomorrow though, guys. It will be the last stream for 2021. So I'll be wishing you all Merry Christmas tomorrow. So hopefully I will see you guys and girls then. I do appreciate you hanging out with me today and watching. You're quite welcome. I'm sorry it took me like nearly 2 hours to get UVs fixed on one asset. Hopefully we won't have that problem tomorrow, fingers crossed, and Max won't crash. But yeah, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for our last stream of 2021. And yeah, No problem. And thank you guys again for being here. I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. See you guys.